Morning, folks. How are we all today? Just get Facebook on board. Hope you all had a good weekend. Weekends seem to fly by. Absolutely fly by. I've just been notified that I'm live. I don't see it coming up on my Facebook feed, folks. Could be a problem this morning. I'll try again in a wee minute. Anyway, who's in? Morning, Eddie. Morning, Lenny. Morning, Alistair. Morning, Akis. Who else we got? Morning, Stephen Bankier. Morning, Mark Delpha. Morning, Hugh. Morning, Jeanette. Right, have another go to see if I can get Facebook on. Just say I hope you all had a good weekend. My weekend seemed to fly by for some reason. But see, the markets are still crashing today. They're still talking in points and have started talking percentages. That's quite frightening. So it is. Don't seem to be able to get Facebook on the day at all, folks. Ah well. To say, they're not talking about points anymore. We're talking about percentages. The 350, FTSE 350, 4.4%, 4.46% down. FTSE 250, 4.64% down. The FTSE 100, the big one, 4.69% down. And still plummeting this morning. Things are going well. Pensions have been wiped out. Anyway, let's get at it, shall we? Indy Truck Davey out the truck nap home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is a beautiful morning. Clear blue skies. Warm, 9 degrees. Today's high will be taps off at 17 degrees. But remember, never cast a coat to maize out. Alright, first up this morning we have the Scotsman. Let's get it up. That one, I think. Here we go. Right, the Scotsman. University staff threatened to strike amid job loss fears. Unions seek assurances as Edinburgh institution plans cuts to save 140 million quid. Well, it would appear that our institutes of higher learning didn't have enough fucking brains to balance their books. But the unions can look for assurances all they want. 140 million to be saved, you bet your arse is going to be Job's goal. You bet your arse is going to be Job's goal. And that's going to be right across all the sectors, folks. The universities is just one part of it. Unemployment is on the rise. The market is in contraction. Trump's probably driving world trade into a recession. Lovely stuff. Next up, we have a Daily Fail. Let's see what that rancid rag's got for us today. And the Daily Fail tells us 9 out of 10 GPs call for NHS prostate screening programme. Hundreds of lives would be saved by initial targeting of men at high risk, says experts. And they're right. But at this point in time, in austerity, whatever fucking number we're on, because it doesn't seem to have stalled, the NHS doesn't have the budget for prostate screening on the NHS. Now, folks, if you do need a prostate test, your doctor will organise one for you. The PST, as it's called, PSA, the test called, are also available at your local pharmacy, or you can buy them online. But if you need, or if your doctor feels you need a prostate test, they will arrange one for you. But to put on a full-scale screening program at this point in time, no, there's just no the money there. Now, as we know, get 50, all men get a bowel cancer test. I think women get it and all. That comes through the post to say prostate cancer, the PSA test for prostate cancer is available at your pharmacist, is available online. Prices range from £7.99 to £31 actually. But as I say, screening, I don't think they've got the money for a programme like that at this point in time. But if your doctor thinks you've got a prostate problem, they'll order you up a test. If you're just curious, or if you think you've got some sort of symptoms to do with your prostate, you can buy a test at the pharmacy. Okay, let's move on. We'll stop sharing that. Now, folks, this screening isn't available across the NHS's in the UK. As I say, the probable cause of that will be cost at this point in time. Okay. Right, next up we have the Herald. Let's find it and put it up. Nah. The Herald, there it's there. Decades-old PFI deal set to cost taxpayers £500 million. That's this year, folks. SNP and blast at bill for ageing contracts on infrastructure. Now, this was fucking Tony Blair's bright idea. Started under John Major, carried out by Tony Blair, and after a devolution in the first term and second term of the Scottish Parliament, with a Labour, then a Labour Lib Dem coalition, and they plunged us into huge PFI debts. And it's taken £500 million a year out of the Scottish budget. Some of these contracts have still got a decade to run on them. Well, by the time we actually own the infrastructure, we need to fucking replace it. Thanks to the idiots in the Labour Party. But the SNP are not pleased. The bill's massive. And the SNP have been buying out these contracts over the 17, 18 years they've been in power. Right, next up with their answers record. As you know, folks, I don't put that up. And it is unhappy holidays. Brit tourists face wave of protests this summer. Yeah, it'll not affect any of us here. I mean, I don't know any Brits, so we'll not need to worry about it. I'm sure the English will be fine. I'm sure the Welsh will be fine. I'm sure the Irish will be fine. I'm sure the Scots will be fine when they go on holiday. Whoever these Bretons are, I keep fucking hearing about, they seem to be highly unpopular people. I'm glad I haven't met any of them. Must be right obnoxious bastards. Huh? Anyway, mere Bretons to face protest. Don't know who these fucking Bretons are, but they're obviously unpopular. Right, what's the scum got for us today? Exclusive. RAF Fury. Red Arrows. Display Team I. Vlad's Jets. British Icon. Takeover Fears. Now, what's this all about? Well, the Red Arrows, they're having to retire the display planes that they've got at the moment. The Hawks, they're called. They're old. They're knackered. Bits are not available for them anymore. They've finished they've run out of things to cannibalise to keep them going. And the irony of it is, the best display jet at this point in time is Russian. So the pilots want it. Yeah. Here you go. Right, moving on. What's the Times got for us this morning? I bet there's nothing warning us about the chance of bloody a recession, is there? Right, the Times has green rules relaxed to protect UK car industry. Let me correct that. Scottish children to die on burning planet to save English car manufacturing. Keir Starmer, the lying bastard, will not be enacting a green revolution. It will not be a green future. He's rolled back in his 28 billion investment. GB Energy is nothing but a shell company. And new petrol and diesel vehicles will be available for as long as he deems they are necessary. The other headline in this rag today is the one that interests me. And that's this one out here. Split over war in Gaza a national security risk. Young British Muslims are growing more dissatisfied with the government's response. It's not just young British Muslims. You get into the article, and what it basically says is young people being opposed to genocide and wanting to hold their political leaders responsible for being complicit in genocide makes them an enemy of the fucking state. At this point in time, folks, the state is an enemy of the people. And that's not just the Palestinian people, that is us as well. The state is the enemy. The state has been enacting policies which kill us. And it's fucking deliberate. Starmer needs to be in the international courts. Our support for Israel and the genocide in Gaza and wider Palestine. The rest need to be in court for enacting policies which are deliberately killing the people on these islands. Before Starmer took over, austerity was up to about 360,000 people it had killed. Since Starmer came to power, another, 500,000 been pushed into poverty, relative poverty. 300,000 of them fucking children. Unbelievable. Well done, Gordon. I'm sure you'll enjoy Mo's content. But think about that, folks. For the last 15, 16 years, that fucking shithole in the middle of London that's fallen down and going to cost $5 billion to fix has killed almost fucking 400,000 people through its policies. And Starmer himself has shoved 300,000 children into poverty. Some of them into destitution, for fuck's sake. Woofed. But now young people are a threat because they want them held accountable for what they're doing. I applaud young Muslims, young Christians, young anybody who wants to hold these fuckers accountable for their behaviour. I want to hold them accountable, and I'm not that young. Right, that was the Times. What's the Metro got for us today? Shall we have a look? The Metro has Ally calls for free trade with Europe. Musk, Trump tariff revolt. It doesn't matter whether the Americans enter in a free trade deal with Europe. Musk's Tesla's not going to recover. It isn't. Tesla might recover if Musk gets away, if they fire Musk, gets shot him, the CEO, but I doubt it, the damage is done to the brand. As for a free trade deal with Europe, I don't think Trump's in the business of free trade deals. I think Trump's in the business of isolationism. Right, next up, we have the eye. We'll see what the eyes go for us today. So we're off to a good start to the week. Everybody's ignoring the elephant in the fucking room. And that is the failing economy. And how much worse Trump's tariffs going to make it. And apparently we're back at Thatcher. Except for it's no buy British this time, it's build British. Starmer to ease petrol car ban and race to shield UK from trade wars. Or trade war. Well, actually, Starmer to ease petrol car ban and race to shield England from trade war. We don't build fucking cars. In fact, what we produce at this point in time is being fucking decimated once again by another economically incompetent Westminster government, but this time since 2016 it is deliberate. They know we're leaving, they're hanging on for as long as they can, but it's a scorched earth policy at this point in time for Westminster. A scorched earth policy. They don't want a strong Scotland next door when we get up and leave. They want a weak Scotland next door, and they want to control the flow of fuel to it. Right, let's take that then. They want to control the energy supply here. Keep us on our fucking knees even after we're independent. That's why when any of us shuts that place around Grangemouth, it must not be allowed to be dismantled in any way whatsoever. It needs to be mothballed so that when we become independent, it can be opened right away. The other thing we're going to need is an off switch on these fucking subsea cables they're building to drain off the renewable electricity into the south. We need an off button. Right, next up we have a national. What's the national vote for us today? McQueen, English record company, said my songs were stupid and parochial. So, there you go. UK citizens reported to police over atrocities in Gaza. And that's these guys who were in the Israeli reserves and went there to participate in the war crimes which are being perpetrated on the people of Gaza. And apparently there's an exclusive interview with Humza Yousaf, and he says that MP's deportation shows that Israel wants to avoid scrutiny. And he comments, does politics sound better if it's in Scots? I have no idea what that's about. Name. Scots is what we speak. Scotland's where we are. What a fucking stupid comment. Apparently women can drive us to greater prosperity, probably. And the troubling parallels between Stalin and Starmer. Aye. That'll be an interesting read. Well, that's what the Nationals vote for us today. But UK citizens reported to police over atrocities in Gaza. Well, if you know somebody in your area who went to serve in Gaza as part of the Israeli reserves and their call-ops, report them to the police when they come back. Because they'd be complicit in war crimes. Let's take that down. Next up, we have the Telegraph. Tories must not try to out Farage. What do you mean the fucking Tories? Labour and all. Starmer's trying to out Farage. With the speech on controlling borders again last week and immigration. Here we have an aging population, and even with unemployment rising, apparently we don't have enough fit young people to take up positions in our labour markets. Tories mustn't out Farage. The fucking Labour Party's trying to out Farage and all. The best thing to do with Farage is fucking ignore him. But once again, we've got a mainstream outlet. Gain the fucker airspace. Just ignore the fucker, he'll go away. So will his party. Mental. But what's interesting, folks, is the amount of press coverage Farage has had over the last decade and a half. 2 decades. The state broadcaster has promoted him. Other broadcasters and mainstream publications have promoted him. I wonder why. Sometimes I wonder whether the Farage was put there to disrupt while the fuckers steal office. Lorraine Stammer's telling people if they're no happy to get to fuck, is he? John, send them a wee note telling them we're getting to fuck, we're no happy, apparently the door's open. Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, Green Agenda out the fucking window. There's nothing left for Starmer to pledge his own. Well, there will be come the autumn, right enough. They'll break that pledge and not to put taxes up. And if we're no happy, we'll take fuck off, have we? So somebody tell John so he can send fucking Starmer a letter on our behalf. Huh? So the Prime Minister's telling people to get to fuck if they're no happy. Who the fuck does he think he is? Do these people forget that they work for us? That they're public fucking servants? Oof. We need to remind people who the fucking boss is. Nuts. Anyway, that just leaves the staff for us today, folks. Nothing as brilliant as the week is Fridays. Friday's still a blinder, man. That's a cracking headline. Let's see what the stars go for us today, shall we? What's the star go for us? Dust off the sun cream. It's getting hot, folks. Easter sunny. A 2,000 mile wide 24 Celsius heat dome this week. I'm taking the 24 Celsius, must be the southeast of England. Because I've had a look at the forecast for a week. And the highest it's going to get here is 17 degrees, maybe 19 in the cities because the building's holding a fair bit of heat. But it is lovely. May as well enjoy it. Because when this warm spell comes to a fucking end here in Scotland, that's probably the summer over. That is probably our summer over. You know. But you've got to love a star. The star's a cracking rag, I say. But some real nonsense in the papers today, and I notice that even though the FTSE's down, the Dow's down, The SNP's down. The Nikkei's down. In fact, oil markets around the world are down. Our pensions are fucked. And none of them are talking about it. None of the rags are talking about it this morning. Aye, I know, John. We know about Cole Hamilton and his ambition to be Deputy Prime Minister. He's talking about a pact with whoever wins the 2026 election. And I noticed Stephen Green, the Tory, has joined the Lib Dems. Oh dear. That certainly won't help Cole Hamilton's case. Will he be Deputy First Minister? I don't know. Would the SNP go into a coalition with the Lib Dems? John probably would, aye. He's into consensus politics. So aye, he would. But Cole Hamilton will be lucky to keep his fucking seat. That is what you call cocky. He's so sure he's going to keep his seat. Wow. Mental. Right, that's the first one of the week run. Started halfway, newspapers ignoring the big topic. The elephant in the room. Cost of living crisis about your worse. Wow. Oh, I know the prices went up today, folks. Council tax up today. Oh no, that was last week, wasn't it? No, 4th. So all the prices are up. Electricity, that's all up. Beginning of April. What are your worse? Okay. Look on the bright side, the sun's out. The electricity bill will not be that bad this month because it's been warm. Aye. You're right. They need to take the Lib. They need to take the S after the end of their party. There's no enough of them there. Oh, there's an interesting thing. But Jamie Green's joining the Lib Dems. They never have enough to make a quorum. There you go. In the Scottish Parliament. That will change how much representation they get within the Parliament. The elephant in the room. Class action. Scotland won the Curling World Championship last night. She won it every bloody year after all. They did invent the bloody game. Right, you guys look after yourself. Sees or tomorrow morning. Oh no, sees this afternoon actually. Got the other one this afternoon. That should be interesting. There is a lot to talk about, folks. There is a lot to talk about. Can I do a segment on the electoral sense of voting SNP 1 and 2, voting SNP 1 and other, and the party? What's my thoughts? I've already said, look, Indy, I've said it many times, it's down to where you are. It's regional. It's constituency to constituency. If we have a look at how the SNP won the landslide, how they got their majority, one constituency in the northeast voted overwhelmingly SNP 1 and 2, and when it came to the detractors and the proportional part of the scheme, the voting system, then they couldn't take enough away from the SNP to prevent them from winning one of the last seats. That's how it was done. So it is constituency to constituency. Look into your own constituency. And Michael, thank you very much. Put that up. Thank you, Michael. $14.99 Australian dollars. Thank you. I think that's Australian dollars. Thanks. Thank you very much. And thanks for watching. Right, to say that's it. Be back at 4 o'clock this afternoon with the other Davy, where we'll be talking about probably the madness of Donald Trump, a Starmer rolling back on green policy, probably the economic plight that's facing us, and whatever else is prevalent here in Scotland at the time. Okay, bye for now.